say definitively that religions are all bullshit.
Welcome to Brainstorm.
We have the explicit tag for a reason.
This is a base level argument to a higher level of morality.
I get paid to science?
To science as much as one can science.
What the hell was my point?
Trigger warning. The Brainstorm podcast will criticize your most cherished beliefs. We attack nonsense in all its forms and discuss difficult subjects. If you peddle pseudoscience, supernatural woo, or religious dogma, then this is not your safe place. This is the home of hardcore skepticism.
Hi, and welcome to the Brainstorm Podcast. This is episode 54. And today is September 16th, 2016. I'm Corey, and my panel tonight are Destin.
Hey.
And Renee.
Hello.
We're missing a couple crew members, but we still have the always amazing Dave.
I'm so amazing.
Doing sound. We're here in Roman Empire Studios in Regina, Saskatchewan. Tonight's show is brought to you by Reasonist Inc., atheist, skeptic, and science-based apparel. You can find them at reasonistinc.com. So tonight's guest is supposed to be Steve Novella of The Skeptic's Guide to the Universe, but we seem to be short, I guess.
We are short one Steve Novella.
So,
if anybody sees him, please return him.
we would much appreciate it. But anyway, I guess we can just start doing our thing, and if he gets a hold of us, then
Awesome.
yeah. So I guess we'll jump right into the Woo Report.
Here we go.
I'm not a scientist, but if I can tell you your science sucks, then your science really sucks.
That just makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's just bullshit. Fuck.
So our first story comes from, well, it's a video posted to the Yoga 108 Bali Facebook page. And it...
Do they do yoga in Bali? I
I have no idea.
question that.
Yeah, it doesn't seem very legit, does it?
No.
So this video, it claims that scientific research has shown that your heart has an aura and intelligence. What do you think of that?
How can your aura have an intelligence? Because aura is not just the spank. Orcas might have.
Orcas have
auras. No, because
No, the heart has intelligence.
Oh,
The heart has an aura and intelligence. The audience can't see your quizzical looks.
Yeah, you can just take that dead silence for total quizzical confusion.
Yeah.
Can you replay the part of the intro where it just goes, what the fuck?
If we still had Raz on the show, he'd just go, no, next.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wrote out some questions. First, what's an aura? How's that defined? What would it mean for the heart to have intelligence? I don't know any of these questions.
Also, if it had intelligence, it has no way of communicating. So who cares?
Well, if somehow you could actually prove that it had intelligence, then we'd have to determine a way to communicate.
We would have had to already been able to communicate with it.
Yeah, you would
Well,
think.
but that's just it. Is because in popular culture, the heart and the mind are often in conflict. So which
Well,
one
yes,
has
that's
the,
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Which-
because people think that hearts are a thing that can think.
Right, which also isn't a thing.
Yes,
not a thing. Next,
that's right. Not a thing. The end. But
I'm apologizing ahead of time for this episode, and I
we're
really
all
wish we had the call-in feature done, because then we can just have people call and talk and sound smart.
because we're all sleep deprived.
Yeah, but the always amazing Dave is working on being amazing. For
well, he's always amazing. He's just
I'm always
working on
amazing.
one of his amazing things.
Yeah. There's a limit to it, how amazing he can be. Solving a call-in thing is like that is not one of those amazing things.
Yeah.
Oh, good. We have one of our patrons is out trying to find Steve for us right now. Nathan's
Perfect.
on it.
So
Perfect.
to bring us back to the woo, like
Okay, yeah. So
Okay.
we're talking about this heart intelligence and aura. I will post this video or a link to this video in the show notes.
Sounds like a threat the way you said that.
Our very comprehensive
Don't
show
make me
notes
do
on
it.
our amazing website.
That for a nominal fee you could advertise on.
So I took a look to see. Well, the video has 2 watermarks. One's up in the corner. It says collective. It's the CE from Collective Evolution.
Yeah.
oh, you know it's intelligent then that way.
Yeah.
They figured out how to do watermarks.
Yeah. And down in the corner, it says it's research or video provided by the Heart Math Institute.
Hard. That's hard math. Like, how many hearts does this guy have? 1. Good math.
So less than 2? More
Well-
than 0?
Well, according to your T-shirt,
That's
could
true.
have 2.
Could have 2.
Could have 2.
That's right.
It's a Dalek shirt, so obviously,
The
Who,
Doctor
because
can
Time
have-
Lords have
yeah.
2 hearts.
But
Not a
yeah.
nerd. Not
So
a
I
nerd.
actually checked out what the Heart Math Institute was.
Oh, okay. Are you a member now?
No, I am not because they are weird. So, the Heart Math Institute's mission. The mission of the Heart Math Institute is to help people bring their physical, mental, and emotional systems into balanced alignment with their heart's intuitive guidance.
What's an emotional system?
I don't know. It didn't define it.
You're asking questions he does not have answers to.
This unfolds the path for becoming heart-empowered individuals.
Oh, heart empowered.
Who choose the way of love, which they demonstrate through compassionate care for the well-being of themselves, others, and the planet Earth.
Oh, planet. Oh, okay, so you got heart power.
Heart power.
So
Yeah,
all you're missing
that's-
is soul power.
Yeah. I'm thinking
And like, what are the other 3 so you can combine and have the Earth power
and
Captain
combine
Planet?
with these powers,
Yeah.
we become Captain Planet.
This just sounds like
Yeah, that's
this just sounds like the plot from Care Bears.
Yeah,
it does a little.
it's kind of like Captain Care Bears. Really, what it
Bear
is.
countdown. Is so.
Watch
yeah.
out for Darkheart,
Yeah, that's right.
Professor No Heart.
So what I did was I went to. They have a section on their website called Research, and I went to this.
I like how you almost did air quotes for that.
Research. Well, actually, it doesn't. I'm not sure it even deserves air quotes. Like it's not research in any sense of the word. What they have is 35-page pamphlets, or some pamphlets that have whatever they think on it. They wrote little booklets telling you that hearts are magic and whatnot. There's.
Research.
I will provide a link to one of those research papers.
So that's the equivalent of like people using our website as research. Or
Yeah, I
anything that's
don't
written on our
recommend
No,
website.
our website would probably be more legitimate.
That's scary.
We actually provide sources and links to things.
Yeah, but they're not good.
Oh, yeah, they are.
No. The links are good. They're up and they exist, but they're links to like studies like this.
Well, yeah, that's true.
With the asterisk saying it's bullshit.
We could change
Yeah.
our name to Crapopedia.
Crap. Yeah.
I bet it's taken.
No, they already have one like that. They do have the religious conservative version of Wikipedia.
Yeah, Conservapedia.
There we go. I couldn't think of the actual
Also,
name.
CrossChan.
Cross-chan.
I don't know. I just made it up.
That would be
You're
hilarious.
picturing 4chan crossed with religious. Yeah,
That would be hilarious.
religious 4chan.
That just sounds wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about as wrong as 4chan.
Yeah, that's right.
And for
Which
any of
is
you that
pretty
don't
much
know what
true.
4chan is, don't find out.
Pretty much just the epitome of wrong.
Yeah, just the epitome of wrong.
All right. So I wrote this. So just checking out their research section, and I did put quotes on the my note, is a fucking joke. The above PDF, which is a heart brain neurodynamics PDF.
That sounds like a bunch of
Yes, it
word
sounds like a
salad.
real thing, I'm sure. Is supposedly one of the research papers, but is nothing but of the sort. It's a 35-page pamphlet detailing their thoughts about the way the heart and brain connect. Not that I was expecting any real information. This is the HeartMath Institute.
Try harder.
Try
Dave.
harder.
You know what's awful? We were going to start the show with somebody really intelligent who had lots of good things to say about
And now
the
we're
brain.
doing this.
And now we started off with auras and heart intelligence.
Yeah, it's kind of depressing, isn't it? Eh?
It's like
We could have asked him what he thought of auras.
Well, yeah, that's right.
That would have been fucking entertaining. Unless you just said they're bullshit. Next. Next.
He's actually really well spoken when it comes to trying to explain things in a way that there's no lashback against the person talking. Was that your own voice recorded on something?
No, it's never mind. It's stupid.
So's the HeartMath Institute. I swear, I'm starting to think that you can just, as long as you put institute, you can make up whatever you fucking want.
That's
and
true.
Start a thing.
Yeah, that's right.
I would like to start the 4chan Institute.
Yeah.
I think we've said this time and time again on the show, but we need to cash in on something here. Like, everybody else is doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean-
it's just that having that question. You know what? The weird thing is, you could probably get away with it. Just
I'm right here. I've been volunteering to start my own homeopathy fucking alternative bullshit clinic.
One of those things that
I would call it the mayonnaise clinic.
the mayonnaise clinic. You could just shorten it to the Mayo Clinic.
Yeah.
Not the Mayo Clinic. Mayonnaise.
mayonnaise.
No, not that Mayo
It's
Clinic.
French.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, I would just call it like the SO clinic, and it'd be snake oil. You know,
That
whatever.
also stands for sex offenders. So
We have to. He has to field those calls all the time.
So none of these things work.
Diversify. That would be diversifying,
Right.
increasing client base, networking.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. No.
well, they,
All
could,
right.
they could benefit from the homeopathic medicines for sex offenders.
This'll cure you.
This
Probably
is a great
not.
idea.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah. You just don't want to know what the cure is.
All right, Renee, how about your story?
I don't know if that my story is not a good segue to that.
It's not a good one either.
Very smooth segue.
Yeah. Not a smooth segue.
This is a terrible story also.
yes.
This show's terrible.
This show's terrible. Actually, no. This
There's the name.
This show's terrible. Oh, no.
That's not going to get listeners, I don't think.
It might get more listeners because they're going like, nah, that can't be true. Like, oh god, it was. Anyway, basically, they went out and tested the whole 5-second rule. Everyone has heard of the 5-second rule.
Yes.
It's mostly bullshit. But apparently, until they did it in this article, it hadn't actually been truly tested. Oh, it hadn't been truly tested
Yeah, I don't think it ever really had enough merit
to
to need to be
testing.
debunked.
to be debunked. Like it's not like a bunch of scientists who are like going, people believe in this 5-second rule.
Yeah.
We should really put our minds and prove them wrong. No, everyone knows it's bullshit. They just say it anyway. Like they
Yeah,
said in
that's
the
right.
article, they're just like, it's just a way to justify eating shit off the floor.
Well, and when you talk about the scientists like that, like I have days at work where I'm doing nothing that's work related, and I think maybe this is how it is for a scientist. So, they finish whatever they're working on, this big project, and then they're sitting around going, "All right, what's in the bucket?" 5-second rule. Sure, we could kill that in half an hour. Let's do that.
Yeah. Well, we cure cancer. But we're so close to coffee break. Let's tackle the 5-second
We
rule.
only have
Okay.
time, really, for
Yeah,
the
5-second rule.
Yeah.
So, and they even mentioned how it's never really been like peer reviewed, studied based on this, other than MythBusters attacked it. So they actually did an actual study where they covered 4 different 4 different types of food groups, 4 surface areas, and then they were testing for a specific germ, which was a cousin of Salmonella. And what they found was, surprise, surprise, the 5-second rule is bullshit. But what it does matter, it would change is exactly how much gets transferred. Like they tested, what was it, 5-second, 20-second, 300 seconds. Like they tested different.
So they
lengths of-
clocked bacterial speed.
Yeah.
Different intervals or whatever.
And so what they found is that it depends on what type of food hits the floor, is how much gets transferred, and it depends on the surface it falls onto.
Okay.
So it's still all bullshit, but it depends on the degrees. Like they were
Right.
saying, like, the higher the moisture content in the food that hits,
the more bacteria will cling to it.
yeah, well, because the moisture acts as a way to transfer the
Conduit.
bacteria.
Yeah.
And the strangest thing that I found in this is that, would you believe, carpet is actually one of the least,
That makes sense
because of
because of the distance from the very top where stuff rests to how far lower.
and how there's like peaks and valleys in carpet, even though it's like microscopic.
Less surface area.
So less surface area for bacteria to transfer.
Okay.
So what, according to this article, what was the worst one of the stuff they tested was watermelon. Watermelon was the worst. It just sucked it all up like a sponge. And the best one was like a gummy worm or something like that. Just it wasn't as porous, so it didn't take as much bacteria.
Temperature would play in that too.
No, not they didn't cover temperature.
No, but it would. Like
eventually, yes.
If you dropped a fry right out of the basket that just came out of the oil, you should be okay.
Well, that's because
anything that lands on it would be fried.
Well, it's high enough;
killed.
it would kill the
Yeah.
bacteria right off the.
Yeah,
right
if it's
off the
hot
bat.
enough.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who's taken any kind of food handler safety course would know that. But yes, the 5-second rule is bullshit. They actually studied it.
Makes me think of there was a little cartoon, and somebody dropped some food, and the head bacteria is like, no, wait, we must wait 5 seconds.
Yeah. Now, what they need to do is they need to combine that study with a study where the floor is lava and see.
Yes.
I
bet
see
there's
if the
very
floor
little
actually
bacteria
is
on the floor
lava,
lava.
first.
Yeah. All I can think of is now is waiting. Oh man, we nearly had to change that to the 10-second rule. Quick, put it in a deep fryer. That'll purify it.
And I just want to say something about people that don't understand industrial kitchens and restaurants. Shit doesn't get dropped on the floor.
No,
there's no time to drop shit on the floor.
Well, no. If you drop it on the floor,
it's garbage.
It's kick it away and start over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unlike at home.
Yeah. Unlike at home.
Not that I eat off the floor.
Also, industrial kitchens are way cleaner than your home kitchen.
Yep.
Most.
I don't know about you guys, but in my country, the shit they eat and where it falls.
You're Canadian.
Doesn't even matter. I mean like my people. No, honestly, I visited the markets in Chile, and it's like the cleanliness.
Oh yeah, like I mean, that's just it.
Or-
Is in North America, we don't really allow street food, like street
Yeah.
meats. Whereas
Yeah,
like
that's right.
Oh, if you guys want to lose sleep and never, ever buy anything off a street vendor again, check and see where the Chinese get their oil for street cooking.
no, I'd rather not. No.
Awesome.
It has to do with a rope, a manhole cover, and a bucket.
No way.
Hey, you know what? You know what? As long as I'm not dying, I don't care.
Yeah, because like I mean, yeah.
Anything reaches high enough temperature, it's not bad.
Yeah, you
for
know what? You think about it, we're eating the guts of an animal. Like that just seems weird to begin with. So- and
Go
it's
hug a
fine.
tree.
And it's fine. You know,
Go hug a tree.
you can eat that too.
Yeah, you can eat trees.
Actually, no, you can't. You can't digest to it.
Well, I know, but parts of the tree you could.
No,
Yeah.
I guess you said eat, not digest.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's true. Those are separate actions.
Those are separate
this shit's-
processes.
I could
You
be
suck.
sleeping.
You suck.
Nathan from the chat room said that's another good reason not to eat watermelon. I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm way behind. I'm not
yeah.
scrolling here.
Yeah, geez.
I agree, Nathan.
I love watermelon.
I don't like the watermelon.
Just don't drop it on the floor first.
Yeah. I like it better
Wait.
that way.
You like watermelon.
Yeah.
You don't.
That's correct.
Now let's look at skin color.
That's racist.
There's a correlation. It must be true.
I'm just looking for correlation.
That's a really weird correlation out of sample size of 2 people.
It's 100%.
Sample size is very, very small.
Well, we are in the woo report, so
Yeah.
That's true.
So what was the sample size from the Heart Math Institute?
that was the thing about that is they didn't have any
Zero.
numbers at
Zero
all.
sample size.
Zero numbers.
They had really shitty animation is what they had.
Actually, you can look at that the other way. If you have no sample size, your numbers are pure,
You're batting 500.
right?
No.
Because there's no outliers if there's no numbers at all. So your accuracy is 100% on 0.
Well, but it would also be 0%.
Naysayer.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll move on to religious nuttery.
I bought black market tuna today.
That's
been
fun.
recorded. The NSA
Yes.
is hunting you down,
Okay.
just so you know.
No, they're probably sitting there going, What's black market tuna?
Yeah, what's black market?
Yeah, that's not a thing.
No, what they're actually saying is, I don't know what black market tuna is, but it's way better than looking at all these dick pics I've had to for the last hour. Whatever he's talking about, check that out.
All right, get the choppers.
Yeah.
all right, here comes the bumper.
All right.
Cornerstone, this might be new to some of you. Scripture says that even our righteous deeds are as filthy rags to God. So even the good things that you do, even things like feeding the hungry and clothing the poor and taking in widows and orphans, as nice as those things are, if not done from the place of obedience to and a relationship with God, are completely worthless and disgusting to God. If you're not daily walking in a place of relationship to God, then the news that we have to bring you is that you're on your way to hell right now.
On your way to hell. Right
So this
now.
is yours again, Renee.
Yeah, well, we should just change it to "Welcome to the Renee Show." Stroke my ego. Okay, so this one is apparently watching porn makes you religious.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know whether apparently it came from according to new research from the University of Oklahoma. Porn lovers pray and attend church more than people who just watch porn occasionally.
You said university in Oklahoma.
I know, in the same sentence. I know. Hey, I didn't say University of Kansas. And if anyone ever listens to us from Kansas, they've stopped.
They've stopped right now.
Isn't that where Packard's from?
I can't remember.
Sorry, Packard.
Yeah, he's from somewhere down south, but I don't know if he's there.
I can't remember where he's from.
He can make fun of us next time he calls.
Yeah, I'm sure. Lots of shows make fun of Canadians. We're allowed to make fun back.
Yeah.
Actually, did you see that graph of it's a pie chart, and there's Americans making fun of the way Canadians say things.
Oh, yeah.
And then Canadians making fun of the way Americans make fun of the way Canadians say things. Let me just derail you there.
Yeah,
so.
totally sidetrack it.
So porn.
There's a first where we sidetrack from talking about porn instead of just talking about porn.
Yeah.
That just
So
doesn't.
4chan.
Yeah, that just rarely happens. But so basically, they studied does viewing pornography diminish religiosity over time? And what they did was, let's see, a study was conducted with 1,314 people who were both surveyed in 2006 and 2012 as part of this study. And to really sum up the entire article, basically, if you watch porn a little bit, it doesn't really affect anything. But if you're both a little bit religious and watch a little bit of porn, what happens is that you start
A shame cycle.
The shame cycle, yeah, because that's just it. Is you start watching more porn, and then there's a point where your guilt kicks in, so you start going to more church.
So then you watch more porn. So then
Well, it's the relationship wasn't really one causes the other per se. It's more like they went
a la circular cause and causation.
Yeah, basically, as they got more and more into porn, because of the religiosity, they felt the shame for it, and in fact, some of them would feel they were addicted to it, even though it really wasn't that addictive.
Yeah,
But as they watched more porn, they would go to church more because of the guilt. They didn't want to stop watching the porn because of the religiosity, but they just upped their prayers and whatnot. But if you just kind of watch some porn and you're not really into religion, it really doesn't affect you.
So if we correlate that to last week or 2 weeks ago with our episode, where women that go to church twice a week or more are less likely to have to die from alcohol and all that stuff, men that watch porn shouldn't go to church. Otherwise, they have to go to church more.
Right.
Right. So that elevates quickly.
Yeah. I think what it is, it just
porn. So then,
I think it's just one big shame spiral, right? Like,
so the porn industry wants to be donating to the Catholic Church.
I don't know.
Perhaps
maybe. I'm pretty sure the porn industry loves church anyway, because it's like it's that whole thing of if it's naughty and bad, people want it more.
Especially since now there's Mormon porn.
Yes, we've discussed that. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's where I found out about it because we were talking.
Because
don't check my browser history.
Our Father, art in heaven.
Let's face facts. Religion has created so many different like niches of porn that it's not even funny. Like,
well,
yeah, that's right.
Religion is at heart what has created a lot of counterculture in the world, right? So obviously that's interconnected.
Yeah. But once again, sex is bad, but people still want it, so they turn to porn.
Yeah, so they go
then
to
they
porn.
jerk off, feel guilty about it, and then say,
well, every sperm is sacred.
Yes.
As long as you like ask for forgiveness after everything you do, you're okay.
Yeah. And just think about that.
It's easier to ask forgiveness than ask permission.
Yeah.
And then you think about that. You think about you get a priest that's told, like, especially in Catholic, lock them in a small box, and they're not allowed to get laid or jerk off. But yet, then they have to sit there and have how many people come in and tell them the most twisted, sick, sexual shit possible.
That's right. The confession booth is like. Penthouse forum.
Yeah, or like
I never thought it would happen to me,
it's
Father,
just,
but
it's just the audio for porn.
Yeah, dear Father, instead of dear Penthouse, but it's dear Father, I have sinned over and over and over again.
Let me count every single instance in detail so I can be properly punished like the bad girl I am. That's funny.
I'm pretty sure Rowan Atkinson does a really good routine about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know he has one joke where he's like, they were what was it? How's it set up? Something along the lines. Someone's giving confession to him about, forgive me, Father, for I've sinned. I performed fellatio on a man. And I'm like, well, what's fellatio? She proceeded to show me. So now whenever someone asks me what fellatio is, I can say, what's fellatio?
Yeah.
No, I'm still not understanding what you're saying.
You need to
A little more specific.
details.
Yeah. So, to sum up, a relatively long article. Basically, if you're kind of into porn and kind of into church, the two feed each other, and it gets bad, or at least you feel really bad. Is what it is. It drives you to feel bad, and you go to church.
If God was there from the very beginning, he invented Adam and Eve, and he decided that wanking was bad.
Yeah.
What?
I'm trying to remember a Tim Minchin bit.
Yeah.
Sounds like a sick joke. It's like, I'm going to
Oh,
create...
he invented wanking and then decided that wanking was bad.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, it's like, it was kind of like he's having a fun... I feel like he's having a fun game where it's like, I'm going to make you have the desire to, like, you know, masturbate all the time. And I'm going to see if you can avoid doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and the next line of that Tim Minchin thing is, so if I'm feeling randy, I'm not allowed to hand chamois, but having sex with my family is just fucking great.
Yeah.
You can find that in Ezekiel 8.
Yes. Good old religion. Yeah, it's good enough to fucking warp your mind.
2,000 years, and we still haven't. There's still lots to make fun of. I mean, it's good material.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah,
Right?
If sometimes it wasn't so frustrating.
Well, when you're not allowed to jerk off, it's very frustrating.
Oh, I was actually having a conversation with somebody, and they're talking about terrorism because of 9/11, right? Because I avoided most of the 9/11 conversations.
Yeah.
Because most of the people on my Facebook aren't fucking crazy. Some of you are, you know who you are. But this one person kept saying, I can't believe people would kill themselves for the God. What kind of God would blah, 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 blah? And I was like, it's your God. It's the same God.
It's
It's not a different God. Like, no. It's a completely different. No, it's the exact same God. Same book. Just instead of a Messiah, it's a prophet.
It's the next group. It's
Yeah.
As I've said before, it's the new 52.
Yeah.
I was talking to a Catholic here last week at work, and I was talking to him about that, and I said, well, I mean, it's all the same thing. Like, first you had Judaism, and then you got you guys, and then the next level was the Prophet Muhammad and Islam, and then after that you had
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Mormons and other sects came off of that. Like,
Well, actually, no. Mormons is a different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's still Christianity.
Some would argue no.
Well, they would argue they are.
They would argue they are, but they're
But many people, as we're saying, like many
Snake
people seem
oil.
to think that Islam isn't a religion of the same God, and
Well, that's-
it is.
That is a
Yes.
fair comparison. It's just, I think the difference is we don't have the knowledge that. Well, okay, we have the understanding that Muhammad was full of shit because it's what it is.
Because he was.
But we don't have the knowledge, right? They take it as real. Whereas, what's his name from Mormonism?
Joe,
Fucking Golden Playboy.
John Smith. Yeah,
Joseph.
Joseph Smith. That's
Yeah,
what.
yeah. Like we can just arbitrarily say, no, this guy's a fucking crackpot. Look
Well,
at all
yeah.
the stuff he did before.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. He was a
we
con
understand.
artist, and yeah.
If you reverse those exact two people in their time frames, where Joseph Smith was,
You could say the same thing to an extent about the Jehovah's Witnesses, Seventh-day Adventists. Like,
Sure.
you can look at all these startings and go, well, that's obviously bullshit. But to the people who believe it, they're like, ooh, God.
I mean, the difference
So-
isn't. Holy fuck! Did we ever just segue? But the difference is the depth of time.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was
that's
gonna say.
all- yeah, all-
generations to absorb and accept,
Yeah.
and to brainwash future generations,
And with any luck, the rise of secularism and like,
or Satan.
yeah, well, or the rise of Satan
Yeah.
will prevent some of these religions from taking really firm roots.
Yeah. I mean,
Yay, Satan!
we can make, as I think it was Sarah Silverman said, we make fun of Scientology a lot right now, but it's only because it's the newest one.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Nathan had a point in the chat room here. Said, since the gods only exist in the minds of the religious adherent, there are as many gods as there are people that believe in one. No two are exactly the same. It's kind of an interesting idea. I don't know.
That's true.
well, that's why there's so many tenets of Catholicism and Christianity. There's so many different subsects. That's the exact.
Well, I was thinking about this the other day when we were talking about, when we were making fun of that Lord Rael and whatever. He's the one true church.
Yeah.
And they all say they're the one true church. Because you're not
I'm sorry, I quit being a follower. I
That's-
just couldn't. I couldn't anymore.
handle it anymore.
you're now an apostate.
And-
Congratulations.
And there was no fucking way I was staying a follower during 9/11.
Yeah, no
to that.
shit.
Sorry
no
to
shit.
interrupt. But
Anyway,
yeah.
my only joke is like, you wouldn't get very far if you were going to be the one true-ish church. The church will be true enough.
Kind of true.
You know,
Sort of true.
yeah. Sort of true, kind of true.
True to you.
It's like you're looking for that girl to marry, but you find that kind of slutty one. You know, that's just not going to work out, right? Like, it's not going to quite work.
I know some Catholics like to say, from things I've heard, like that it's not that they have all the truth, but they have more truth than other religions. They have the most truth.
Oh,
the most
But
truth.
they don't have all the answers, but they have more answers.
So here's the thing: if you're God's omnipotent, you have to have all of it.
No, God has all the answers, but we don't know them all yet.
Oh, okay. Well, then you have a pretty
the
shitty
church,
God.
the
sorry.
church can't teach you all the answers because it doesn't have all of them yet.
It makes me think of almost of a conversation I was having last night on Facebook. The school, the Lindale School in Moose Jaw.
Oh, I totally missed out on the conversation.
Yeah.
I saw it afterwards. I was
They
like,
sent
this
out
is
a
so
letter
good.
saying that they were going to just have a moment of silence, and it's being covered by all the local news media.
Yeah, I've seen
and
some different.
the
links
Global
to it.
Regina conversation was quite funny, and one person came up with a God is not the author of confusion type idea. Like, even though there's all these different sects of religion and Christianity, like God doesn't make that. That's
No.
just man.
Yeah, we screwed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But isn't it always funny how they always say, you know, God, 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 God. But it's always the Christian God. Like, who's to say, you know what, Hinduism is technically older than Judaism. Who's to say the Hindus don't have a fucking right? You know, if we're going to say there is a God, it may not be Jehovah. It should be.
Could very well be any of them.
Could be Shiva. Could be Shiva.
Yeah.
Vishnu, yeah.
They certainly are much cooler gods.
Yeah.
They're more like superheroes.
Yeah.
Odin is fucking cool.
Asshole, but
Yeah.
whatever. I don't see any ice giants.
Hey, I always really liked the Roman gods.
Yeah.
Which were knockoffs of
The Greek gods.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought they were cool.
What are you saying? The different pantheons are just remixed versions of previous pantheons?
Yeah. Nah.
That can't be right, can it?
Nah.
Well, at least Jesus was completely original, though.
Yes.
Completely. Yeah, totally. He didn't bear any resemblance to any other.
It depends on how much of that
deities.
Zeitgeist movie you buy into.
Well,
right?
some of that's horseshit. Yeah.
Yeah, he was nothing like what Osiris or
Yeah.
or.
But there are similarities to other deities. All right, let's do another story.
Did we even do that story? I think we just sidetracked and didn't actually cover it.
I thought we covered it,
Yeah,
and then
we
we
covered it.
sidetracked.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole, like, it was a long
There's
article,
not
but it
much
wasn't a
there.
whole lot to cover.
All right, so
If you jerk off and feel guilty, you tend to go to church more. End of story. Ta-da!
see, we covered it.
All right.
All right.
So I've got a much more depressing story.
Yay!
Yay, depressing.
Youth pastor rapes teen girl,
Oh.
and then the church demands the girl apologize to her rapist's wife.
Well, because she was such a temptress.
Well, yes, that's
Vile, vile temptress.
basically
At
what
least,
it
our
comes
at, least,
down to.
at least that shows that that Christianity is way more advanced than any of the Muslim or Islamic
yes. Yes.
teachings or their religions, where you know you
She
have to
would've
cover
just-
the women
yeah.
or sew them shut.
One could say that that's because of secularism, though. Because they've been pulled kicking and screaming out of the Dark Ages. So, this story came from Addicting Info and apparently from the Raw story. In Columbia Road, the Columbia Road Baptist Church in North Olmsted, Ohio, banned a girl and her family from attending until she apologizes to the wife of the guy who raped her. Brian Mitchell was a youth pastor who took advantage of the girl, who came to him for spiritual guidance, and he started off by texting her and constantly complaining about his wife. And then that was found out by the church officials, who claimed they had got him into counseling and that they would end the situation.
But, not remove him from the situation.
No, of course not. No.
That's too much.
Then one time in August, he drove her home and forced her to kiss him. And then the next time he drove her home...
Because she let him drive her home again.
Well, because
or whatever.
The church officials and whatnot let him be in that position again. And then he sexually abused her. Mm-hmm. And that went on consistently for about a month before she became depressed. And then her family noticed it. And then he was arrested and sentenced to serve 10 years in prison.
How dare she?
Yes, how dare she get her rapist arrested.
Wait, no, a priest got sentenced to prison now?
Youth pastor.
Oh, not an actual priest.
Yeah.
Priests tend to stay are just Catholic.
Yeah, they just get moved around.
It's like a game of, 3-card Monty or whatever that one is with the shell game.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
hide the pedophile, hide the pedophile.
Yeah, that's
or
right.
like musical chairs.
Yeah, musical. That's a little bit more transparent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we totally sidetracked that story.
Yeah. Well, he went to jail he is in jail.
What the fuck's his wife's problem?
Well, I don't know. She actually testified, in court, that she wanted an apology from the girl or something.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but so dude was molesting the teen for over a month.
Yep.
The wife didn't know about it.
No, apparently not.
Or maybe she did and she was blaming the girl or whatever, but
just to play it safe, say she didn't know about it. It's pretty fucked up.
It's not uncommon though. It's like
no, it
exactly. It's like file tentress, home wrecker, whatever. It's like he's a good man. How she must have done something.
Yeah, that's right. It's obviously her fault.
Obviously,
because he's a man of God who is godly and does the God thing.
Or the other side of it is they sometimes say, "Well, Satan defeated me for a while, but
right."
Like there's a lot of that whole offshooting responsibility.
Yeah, deflect the responsibility.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
But so the church banned her and her family
because
not her, not the wife, banning him. The church, that knew he was doing the shit, even though he went to jail, they banned.
If you think about it too hard, your eyes will go crossed.
Yeah, that's about it. What can you do, eh?
It's like I demand an apology. I'm sorry, your husband is a fucking dick. What the hell? I don't understand the logic. I don't get the logic at all.
Well, what I don't get is why aren't they killing this teenager with rocks?
If they could have, they would have.
I half suspect that you're right. Like they would just let's bury her in this ground up to her neck
like what's with these half measures? Are you not people of the cloth?
They're half-assing it.
They're half-assing
part of the flaw.
Yeah. All right.
Great. Now I got Monty Python in my head. From Life of Brian. Where they start doing the stoning.
Oh, yeah.
And silence fills the room.
Yeah, okay. Let's do Gumby's story.
My story is best story. So apparently, in companies where they start to downsize, so people have to either become very specialized in what they do to keep their job, or they have to diversify their abilities and spread themselves out to be able to encompass more in
3
different
or 4
things.
jobs.
Yeah, so the Vatican's doing the same thing because apparently exorcism has been down lately.
Oh,
regular
is that
exorcism, right? Not enough demonic possessions. So I don't know if they started advertising in whatever weekly little magazines go out to true believers.
Exorcism Daily.
Or whatever. But apparently the Vatican's class on handling demons is alive and well. Are exorcisms around the world on the rise? Well, you have to read a little more into it. And I did some really in-depth studying.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah, I found this article and shared it, and I read it once. So what these guys have done is they've actually started to do exorcisms on things like voodoo. So people that think that they're being affected by voodoo shamans
Okay, so
and
like
priests.
if somebody has like a voodoo doll of me,
Yeah,
I
you can
can
just call an exorcist
I
now.
could call a Catholic exorcist. Can
Yeah,
take care of that
so
now.
instead of a direct line to exorcist like you used to, like you just call them like, yeah, we're exorcists. How can we help you? You probably call them be like, if you need a demonic exorcism,
Can
please
you
press
direct
one
me
now.
to the voodoo doll section? I prefer to not be a voodoo doll.
Yeah, I don't know if I follow that logic because they don't classify it all under
Demonic?
It's all under demonic.
It should be, yeah.
What they,
So that's actually not what this exact article I printed off is about. This is about how they think that demonic possessions are on the rise. And obviously the reason why there's been a lull in possessions is because we have a better understanding of mental illness. But no, that obviously can't be it at all.
Also, the rise of secularism, so people don't buy into bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the less people who believe in religion, the more demons there are, right?
But you can go to school
Oh,
to become
yeah.
an exorcist now. That's so. If anybody needs a job change, maybe I should do that and add that to the things.
Oh
that
no! There's another guy that teaches. I don't think he's Catholic. Have you ever heard of Bob Larson?
I think so.
He is a YouTube exorcist, and he has
Does he exercise through YouTube?
Yes.
Nathan says, I thought demonic activity would be at an all-time high with so many atheists around.
It should be.
Yeah,
so it should be. Yeah.
But no, he actually has a school that you can go to become a licensed exorcist. There was a movie put out by Sam Dunn, guy that does all the heavy metal documentaries.
Oh, yeah.
He did one on Satan, and he started the whole thing off with Bob Larson, and he actually there's these two teen girls that go with him that are kind of his co-exorcist people.
Okay.
And so they showed them doing an exorcism because it was a documentary on Satanism. But he actually has a channel on YouTube. I think it's called Ask the Exorcist.
Okay.
And he also has a school that you can go to. And I was looking it all up because I thought it'd be fucking hilarious if it was like an online course I could take, become a licensed
Awesome.
exorcist. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'll do that. That'd be funny as hell. And then it went, no, you basically have to go to his place. I'm just like, no.
I'm not going in.
No.
Yeah.
No,
That's what I was getting at. That'd be great to add to the repertoire for the snake oil thing.
Oh,
For
it'd be
sure,
fucking
yeah.
hilarious.
Come in. We got Reiki stones, and we got Joe the Exorcist over here.
So you have to.
Oh, it's a voodoo exorcist. No, we need to go talk to Click Click Jumbo over here.
You have to train at his place. Is that what you're saying?
That's
here?
not
Yeah,
I can't do that.
I'm trying to Google it. He's
I wasn't
got his
being
own
racist.
church that he teaches.
I'm just not linguistically
Yeah,
capable of doing the click.
yeah. It's Bob Larson. Go to boblarson.org.
Bob blah blah
racist.
blah.
Bob blah blah blah. Yeah.
You know. I'm sure he would like you to exorcise some demons in his church. If you know,
You know what I mean?
That's why you can't do it online.
Yeah, that's why he has
can't do it
That's
online.
why he has the two young girls that go with him. Actually, it's quite humorous if you can watch them do an exorcism. It's like watching an improv of bullshit, because they'll have people that are sit there and they'll be like, they'll start and it's like, okay, calling out the demon, and then they'll say something and they'll go with it, and then they'll just keep feeding off whatever. They'll add something to the story, and then the guy will respond, and it just spirals into a total bullshit.
Is that
It's
right?
amazing. It's amazing.
It sounds.
So Corey, is there some hopeful things happening?
I
here?
have heard nothing. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, okay. I just saw.
I think Gumby just moved the mouse or something.
Okay, you got me excited.
Yeah, that's right.
This show needed an exorcism.
Yeah.
No, it's just an Apple product.
Yeah. Well, that needs a different kind of exercise.
Where do you think all the exercise souls end up?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
That's why they got rid of the 3.5 millimeter jack, so that the soul in the iPhone 7 won't be able to get out.
It's because wireless technology is standard now, Gumby.
The iPhone 7. We've made it worse.
No, actually, it gives them more room for memory and storage and stuff like that. It makes sense. And then the iPhone 8, they're going to introduce a 3.5 millimeter jack like they just invented it.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe it'll be 1.2 millimeters now.
Oh, God.
So it's really easy to break.
Yeah, then you got to get an extra adapter just to plug it into your car.
Well, what they did is they made an adapter for the iPhone 7 that plugs into the bottom where your charger would plug in, that has like a 3.5 millimeter jack in the side of it, so you can still use wired headphones if you really
for only
want to.
$60 each. Eh?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, wireless is the way to go because that way it's easier to lose your headphones too.
That's
true, buds.
Pay another $200 for it.
No, only the original ones work with your phone, so you have to replace the whole phone if you want music.
Yeah, that's right.
Fuck Apple.
Yeah. I listened to the feed, the Libsyn podcast. Podcast.
The Libsyn podcast.
Yes, it's a podcast about podcasting.
Yeah.
So
of how to do podcasting.
Yes.
Obviously, you're not incorporating any of that entire.
No,
show.
of course not.
No.
We are clueless. But
thanks, Nathan, for being on my side. By the way,
one of the
they're poisonous.
One of the guys, people who does that show, they
one of the guys' peoples.
One of the guys' peoples that does. One of the people who does that show is also does a show on Apple products, and they're like an Apple fanboy. So he seemed to think that we should all listen to his show and about why Apple has done what they've done. I'm not personally that interested. But.
Note, the show is recorded on nothing but Apple computers, says Dave. Also, every episode we've had at least a little bit of technical difficulty getting started.
That is not true. Not every episode.
Not every episode. Actually, the very first two when we didn't use a computer were
that is not the computer's fault. That is my imperfection as a human being.
See, if you were using something like not Apple based, you'd have less.
So we have to upgrade Dave to iDave?
If I was using a PC for audio, you would have 1,000 fucking problems. I'm not kidding.
No, we just lost a patron.
No,
you just can't support the Apple.
See, I became a patron a couple days ago, and there was like a total of 7 of us, I think.
Ish.
And I think the total take is not much.
$21 or something? Yeah, it's not much. Okay.
Are we done?
So what I'm saying, Nathan, is you can take your $1.
No, he's one of the $5 patrons.
Oh, so there's 2 of us.
Yeah.
How about Corey? This goes towards Corey's homeopathic beer fund.
That's right. It helps pay for the show.
It's actually clamiopathic.
Clamiopathic. All right, let's do the ads.
So we're done making fun of exorcists?
Yeah.
They're not ads. We don't get any money from it.
They're ads.
They're advertisements for other things.
One of them is for another podcast. One is for our own Patreon.
Don't let them see behind the curtain.
Ignore the man behind the curtain.
The Wizard of Dave.
Okay.
If you like what we're doing and want to help us keep the lights on, go become a patron at patreon.com/Brainstorm Podcast. You can hear the bonus half hour that we record every episode and get a shout out when you support the show. Become a patron for just $1 an episode at patreon.com/Brainstorm Podcast. Or you can support the show by ordering a t-shirt, mug or other gear from our store at caffeepress.ca/Brainstorm Podcast Gear. If you can't afford to become a patron or buy gear, then why not give us a rating or write a review on iTunes or Stitcher? Every rating makes it easier for people to find us. Thanks for your support.
We are given one life, full of billions of small and large decisions. To be somebody, to change, to be kind, to give hope, to become a better person, and to leave a lasting impact on this planet. It is a decision to be made every single day while your heart is still beating. We've made our decision. Absence of Clothing, atheist and science-based apparel and merchandise, donating 50% of our profits to charity. Look good and feel good, without God. Check us out at absenceofclothing.com and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest for discount codes and other sweet swag.
Use the code BRAINSTORM at absenceofclothing.com and get 10% off.
Host Miss Behaven and Amanda Wright promote secular feminism in a mostly metaphorical orgy of information, wisdom, and humor, with the help of the likes of a producer named God, a farting flying unicorn mascot, and a couple of dicks in the penis gallery. Promoting secular feminism is a podcast like no other that uses a spoonful of humor to help the feminism go down. Catch new episodes every other Sunday on iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher, Google Play, and soon beam directly into your magical Meat Pocket communicator. Plug our RSS feed into your favorite podcasting app. Find that feed on our website that's creatively called promotingsecularfeminism.com. Potential stalkers and adoring fans can find us on social media at facebook.com/promotingsecularfeminism and on Twitter at secularfeminism. Want to reach out and touch someone? Well, contact us at promotingsecularfeminism@gmail.com. Leave a comment on our website, Spreaker page, and or message us on Facebook or Twitter. PSF is here to meet your bi-weekly feminist needs with a healthy, luminescent, flatulent chaser and is a proud member of Reason Alliance Media, a united voice for reason.
All right, so this is we're
back with Steve Novella.
No, not today. Not right now. Maybe someday.
Maybe he'll have us on his show.
He has people who know what they're talking about on his show.
I know what I'm talking about.
Well, you know what you're talking about.
I mean, like, I think I do. I'm just
the rest of us might not. Yeah. All right, so we've got a what the fuck. So we have to say what the fuck.
What the fuck?
Put your hearts into it.
You were supposed to have a bump made up for this.
When do I have time to do that?
You only work part-time.
Yeah, freaking 80 hours in a week.
Yeah.
That's only part of the time of a week.
Maybe instead of reviewing gyms, you could have made a bumper.
Yeah. What the fuck?
There's a good what the fuck.
I went to this gym. I picked a heavy thing up and put it down. It was good. It was all right. You know,
it was not
the
as
best.
heavy
It was
as I
good.
thought.
I would like to think to be heavier.
That's right. Fuck yeah.
The water in the fountain, it was okay. It wasn't too cold, but it was okay.
Would have been better if it was Dasani.
Or cold.
Or cold. And after making fun of Corey, can we go into something almost serious?
No. But we'll try.
Okay. Apparently, and I'm waiting for
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
The fuck?
The fuck?
Apparently, there is chapters of the Soldiers of Odin showing up here in Saskatchewan. There is the main chapter started in Estevan. There's supposedly a chapter in Weyburn and Saskatoon, I believe.
So we should nuke Weyburn and Estevan.
Maybe.
Do we really want to create radioactive mutants, though?
I don't mean with actual nukes.
Okay.
Burn them with fire.
With nuclear fire.
Burn them to the ground.
If a limb is infected so bad that you can't save it, you have to cut it off to save the rest of the body, right? So we burn Weyburn and Estevan to the ground.
This sounds like eugenics.
Well, I'm starting to wonder if Gummy's part of the Soldiers of Odin. But let's see. Basically, there is chapters in Saskatoon, Moose Jaw, Swift Current, Humboldt, and Weyburn, which the group has 40 to 50 members across the province, with approximately 10 members in Regina.
Yep.
Because I'm guessing you probably have. I just know this from the article. You'll probably might hear more about it.
Well, they were patrolling Wascana the other day.
Yeah. Well, they mentioned that in the article. Yeah. And what it is that they're just like where it starts from. Like I did a little bit of Google searching, and it started off as in Finland. The guy that started it, I can't think of the guy's name.
Svargen Flagennuget.
No, it wasn't that complex.
No, really?
Mika Ranta.
Wow, that's simple.
Is his name?
Mika.
He kind of started it as, and he's like a neo-Nazi. It started off as in a response to the massive immigration in Europe, like
Nathan's asking what soldiers of Odin actually are.
What are they?
Yeah, they're super white supremacists.
That's what Renee is explaining.
not quite yet. They're not. This is where it gets murky, and they're trying to change it. Basically, they are. They started off as a sort of a neo-Nazi group in Finland, as they're trying to keep Europe European. Basically, they're not quite as far afield as, like, they're not a true white supremacist Aryan nation kind, but they're in that mold, at least in Europe. In North America, they claim to be not that. They claim that they are that they will kick out people with extremist views. They're just trying to keep
those people just happen to be a different color skin. That's no big deal.
Well,
really.
the spin they're trying to say in North America, and it's bullshit. But the spin they're trying to say is that they don't judge you on your race, religion, or whatever, but they're here to make sure to protect the Canadian, or in the case of down in the States, there are branches down in the U.S. because I did a quick Google search, and there is like a Facebook page for Soldiers of Odin USA. Is that they're just to provide protection. They see themselves as more like a community watch. And I guess, and my roommate pointed out, is that these guys popped up after there was I vaguely remember reading about it.
Trump.
A supposed rape here in Regina, where there's supposedly 3 Middle Eastern men raped some woman on a bus, I think is where
it's
it started.
Weird that I never heard anything.
There was an article there was something that went around. There was like supposedly 3 Middle Eastern men raped a woman. I can't remember exact details.
Okay.
And anyway, that's where this group kind of popped up, and yeah, they're patrolling Wascana, like to protect Canadian culture, whatever the fuck Canadian culture is. And they're trying to say that they're not a neo-Nazi, not a white supremacist group. It's not.
Yeah, Nathan points out that's kind of what the modern KKK says as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's, we're community minded, whatever. It's a load of shit.
Just a bunch of xenophobic assholes.
But, call me crazy, but there's Soldiers of Odin, SOO, Sioux, like Sioux line, Wavering to Estevan. I don't think it's a coincidence.
This sounds like Alex Jones.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm done.
I'm not sure. I can't even follow the train of thought that well, I can't follow Alex Jones's trains of thought.
Or like more like Glenn Beck, actually. That's more like a Glenn Beck.
Yeah, it's more of a Glenn Beck.
Alex Beck.
Yeah, we just need a big chalkboard. But basically, they're like, where is it? Here's a quote in the article. We're against bringing in people without proper screening process to fully make sure that they're here for the benefit of themselves and Canada. We're not against it. We're just against them trying to change a lot of the core beliefs of Canada.
Such as?
Okay, but I'm not here for the benefit of Canada, and I want to change a lot of the core beliefs of Canada. So I have to get kicked out.
So they're going to beat your ass in Wascana Park.
Right.
With what, geese?
I mean, since
Probably.
they're not an official group that's government sponsored. Sanctioned. Thank you.
Yep.
Doesn't that make it just plain old assault?
Yeah.
Well,
even if they were sanctioned, it'd probably be plain old assault.
Before we jump too far, I mean, they say in here that the RCMP...
We haven't assaulted anybody yet.
They haven't assaulted anyone. The RCMP are aware of them, but they're not going to investigate them because they haven't done anything yet. Like,
right.
I mean, if you go to the web pages, like, the one in Estevan is all... They're showing them cleaning up a cemetery of the first immigrants to the Estevan area, and they're taking care of that. And there's barbecues and whatever else. To me, a lot of the pictures look like they watched one too many episodes of Sons of Anarchy. It's like, well, as long as we have the barbecues, we can run the guns and they won't notice. Like
yeah.
Like it's. I mean, they're trying to
Except
pass.
these guys don't have guns. They're just.
They got the shirts.
They just got shirts and they're having
shirt.
barbecues and things.
Yeah.
And instead of SOA, they're SOO.
Yeah, they're
Right.
SOO. And apparently they've reached out and they've reached out to the Regina Open Door Society, Souls Harbor, and the YWCA to volunteer their services. Yeah,
I'm sure they're being welcomed with open
Oh
arms.
yeah, I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
Well, knowing some of the people at Souls Harbor, no way.
Yeah. So like, I mean, it's one of those things where at this point they try to separate themselves from the extremists in Europe, but still using the same name, and it sets off a lot of red flags for me. Like,
Right, yeah.
I mean, yeah, these assholes in shirts are patrolling Wascana, just to make sure that everything's safe.
All right, no. See, I'm a Nazi, but I'm not a hating Jewish people wanting to start a war and cleanse the world of everybody that's not pure Germanic white. I'm not that kind of Nazi. I'm a totally different type of Nazi.
A totally different kind.
Are you one of the Illinois Nazis?
I'm one of those Nazis who just kind of likes most people and just doesn't like some people.
I just happen to like the fashion and the goose stepping. I don't believe in any of the other stuff.
That's kind of what a Nazi is. Ugh.
But I mean, this is just it. It's like they're trying to pass themselves off as a community group, but it raised a lot of red flags. And the fact is, welcome to Saskatchewan. We had a decent group of like KKK during the 20s and 30s.
Well,
mostly around bigger.
Yeah,
there was some. We
already
KKK
have enough bigots.
in
Thank
Stoughton, even in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
So
oh, really? I did not know about that.
Welcome to Saskatchewan. We have enough bigots. We're full.
Yes.
Sorry, you guys walking around Wascana? Nah, that's nothing.
We don't have any room for you.
Well,
look.
One of the comments
Look, these
I read
bigots are
was
walking.
I
Oh.
thought was kind of funny was it's just like, oh, big men walking around Wascana. If you want to really do some good, go walk around the hood.
They're gonna get beat up.
No, they'll get shot.
Yeah, nowadays they get shot.
They'll just
Get
get shot.
shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's something where you were kind of laughing about it, but it is kind of scary. Like especially if you go to the Soldiers of Odin USA, it gets pretty fucking.
You know where
raw.
Dave, they will get shot, but like everybody else in Regina, they'll survive.
Yeah, they will. Nobody seems to have good aim here.
No.
It's very true.
Or we actually have some decent surgeons.
Yeah, that too. No, you know what? You know what's
It's a hood. There's not rapid response time or anything.
What's really good about this group, though, is that now the bigots are very, 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 very plain view. Like the extreme bigots, you know which ones they are now.
They're the ones in the ass.
They're wearing uniforms.
They've identified themselves.
We should just start. Why don't we do that? Let's start a group of bigots, like the super bigotest group ever, like
Because
KK Nazis. Okay, something like that.
Okay,
Just start this ridiculous bigot group where you have to wear bigot colors.
Okay, I'll just go with it.
Well, instead of a blue bandana or a red bandana, it'd be like a white bandana.
Yeah, but it has to be pure fucking white.
Yeah.
No off-white shit. It's got to be pure blinding white.
And you have to wear it all the time. You have to be the biggest asshole bigot in the world all the time. And then as soon as it's really going well, quit. Be like, all right, that's done.
Out.
So they have to get a tattoo on their forehead that says bigot.
Bigot.
Right? That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking of this as a joke. Like, I was going to hang posters up at work one time.
We're talking to bigots. You shouldn't use the word hang.
Yeah. Anyway, no, probably not. This is true. And they're just like, yeah, sure, whatever. As long as it's, it's an appropriate poster. And I was going to make a joke about, it's an Aryan Nation bake sale. And I just realized, I'm just like, that would be the most boring fucking bake sale everything. Because, like, all it can be is vanilla, and that's it. No, how about white chocolate? Get the fuck out!
We only take vanilla.
You can have strudel.
Plain strudel.
Plain strudel. Apple. Yeah. with the white
No
ice.
cinnamon. No cinnamon.
No cinnamon.
Maybe some white icing, but only white icing.
Oh, fuck.
Well,
this is what happens when our guest doesn't show up.
Yeah, and we have no.
And there's only 3 of us, and 2 of us haven't slept.
Yeah, we get a little punch drunk.
I haven't slept either much.
So
I make it 3.
Yeah.
You now have some black market tuna.
I have some tuna. For those of you
If
listening,
anybody
it's
needs
big.
black market tuna, I can hook you up.
I said you should donate that.
To this, yeah.
I had to buy it all first and donate it.
Well, the person who was selling
Yes.
it should have donated it.
It's black market. Do you think the mafia donates?
It's tuna.
The mafia does donate to make themselves look better.
That's right.
This is true.
Well,
hell,
the bigots go clean up cemeteries.
Hell's,
I mean, come
Hell's
on.
Angels have nice gatherings for
I
charity.
thought they were just making room.
Yeah, the Hells Angels, they totally do charity work
Yeah.
to make themselves look good.
Yeah.
Yep. They do like poker runs and shit.
All right, let's go to the music break. This seems like it's going to be a short episode.
No.
But
It's already been too long.
so we'll do this for live listeners. I'm sorry.
Nathan.
And
We'll
patrons.
do this for Nathan.
I'm sorry. You can enjoy the next 12 minutes of music and then come back. For regular feed subscribers, this is where we'll end this half of the episode.
Is anybody still listening, Dave?
We don't have stats on Spreaker. So.
No way.
I just like interrupting Corey. So.
Yeah, I know you do. Remember to subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, or some other podcatcher, and we'll have another episode for you next week. If you can't wait for the second half, then go become a patron at patreon.com/brainstormpodcast. The music this week is The Ghost of Tom Joad by Rage Against the Machine.
Sweet.
Duality by Slipknot. And Rotting in Vain by
You're not
Korn.
going to be the
Nice.
Breaking Benjamin version?
No.
And we've added a new level to Patreon. Anybody that does $10 for every episode will get one of Corey's calendars when they come out from his gym previews thing.
What?
I just made that up.
Is it all pictures of
You'll do
Corey?
anything for money, whatever. Don't worry. It's all good.
So weird.
We should.
Angela's doing photography. Yeah.
We got a thing. Does anybody who has a place where people can find them online? Do you have a thing?
Facebook?
Okay, well then what's your Facebook? Tell the listeners how to find you.
Shit, I don't know.
They don't want to see my memes about me liking.
Go to Facebook and it's under Destin Conrad.
Okay, there you go.
No one wants to
Hey,
see.
if you want me to plug myself, you should definitely tell me that I'm going to have to plug myself.
What do you have?
I got nothing.
Well then get a thing.
I got my used car website. You want to plug my used car website?
Okay.
No, it sucks. You don't want to
Okay,
plug my
well
used car
then
website.
get a thing. Everybody get a thing.
Roman Empire Studios.
Roman Empire Studios.
That's
Dave's
my
the only
thing.
thing that's got a thing to plug.
Follow the thing.
I am the plug.
What else do we got? Any Shift to Reason updates?
Shift to Reason still exists.
I think we're in the process of contacting speakers.
Yeah. Though, from where we were last year compared to where we are this year, we're way behind where we were last year. That being said, organizing's a little easier now because it's been done once.
Yeah.
It won't be as hard to do. But we probably need to once we have the tally in on who we're going to try to get for speakers. I think within a few days we should get tickets up for sale so we can make sure that we can actually be able to do it.
Once we lock down our speakers and our venue,
yeah,
then we will set up ticket sales. Get your bonus content, full length ad free episodes, and other bonuses by becoming a patron at patreon.com/brainstormpodcast. Just like Daryl, Josh, Will, Rob, Nathan, and now Gumby.
Yo. And Corey.
Well, I'm gonna end mine. It's not
You're,
worth the
you should,
value.
it's not worth charging yourself to give yourself money.
Yeah, like my $3 doesn't give me $3 back.
Of course not. You get like $2 back.
So, yeah, now that we actually have a few patrons, and I'm going to end mine.
Once we get a few more, I'll end mine and I'll just start throwing money at it.
There you go.
Are you?
I mean,
leading by
don't
example?
end it. Being a patron's great. Everybody
Also,
gives money.
yes, being a patron is great.
The show does cost a lot to produce.
Yeah, it does cost a bit. You can join us for the next live broadcast by following us on Spreaker. Just put in Brainstorm Podcast into the Spreaker search bar, or you can go to our website and check out the live show page. Our website is brainstormblog.net. We have very comprehensive show notes for anybody who wants to check them out. Like, the most comprehensive show notes I've seen for a podcast.
Full breakdowns, disclosures, everything.
Links to almost everything that we cover, as well as opinions that I've written down and thoughts.
You remember back in the day when I would just say that it would be in the show notes?
And it wasn't? Yeah, I remember that.
Corey will have that in the show notes for you after.
The Alberta Secular Conference is happening today and tomorrow, and if you're in Alberta, then you should be there instead of listening to us.
Yeah. Especially since if you're in Alberta, you probably don't have a job, so you might as well go.
Oh, cheap shot.
Low blow. For more information, you can check out their Facebook page at AB Secular Conference on Facebook.com. Rate us, write a review. We have a couple reviews. Randy on Randy Lamonda on Twitter.
Yep.
He wrote his review is a 5-star review, and it's titled "This is cool, but not because it's from Canada." And his iTunes name is Peace Be Upon Him. And it says, "I enjoy this. It's fun and entertaining. I even learned some stuff. It reminds me of Atheist Airwaves." And then there's somebody else said whose their username is Nous Sommes du Solier. It says, "Fun, interesting conversation, 5 stars. I hope this isn't premature. Listened to 2 podcasts and enjoyed it as much as any other conversational topical secular podcast. It sounds honest. Typical Canadians. Kidding. It's a stereotype.
That's fair.
That's a stereotype.
Yeah, typical.
I might binge them like I just found out about Breaking Bad. I may have found a POV from our Canadian neighbors that feels like we're out one night riding in the same car talking about who knows what."
That is very much how our show really is.
Now that's probably the most honest.
Legit.
Pretty apt.
Yeah, it's pretty apt. Yeah.
We usually have supper before the show. I didn't go tonight because I had stuff to do, but our pre-show suppers are very similar to the actual show.
They should almost be recorded. You should just have a Zoom recorder on the table.
We just bring takeout.
Yeah.
Just bring takeout. To put up spit mics or spit protectors over the mics.
No.
I think that's why Dave has socks all over the floor.
So if you want your review to be read on the air, then write it on iTunes and let us know. And let us know which store it's in, because sometimes it's not as easy to find the U.S. reviews. Because if I just go to our store or iTunes, it brings up the Canadian store.
And please share our show to anybody that you know might be interested in it.
Yeah. Not this episode, but maybe a good one.
like a good one. Like not last one or not the one before.
I'm sure we have
3
one.
ago was
Okay,
good.
find a good one and then share that.
I
one.
recommend A-Steam.
Yeah, that's a funny one. That's a long time ago now.
I like the Richard Carrier episode. That's one of my faves.
Ooh, that's a long time ago too.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've been good.
All right. Thanks, Dave, for our intro music. Thanks, Alex Capper Murdoch, for doing the voiceover for the intro and some of our ads. And thanks to Jason Camo for the outro music. You can find his stuff at aloststateofmind.com. All music played is either with permission or under the SOCAN license to play. You can find more information about that on our website.
Oh, one plug I want to throw into the main show.
Okay.
Dusty.
Hen and Fent?
Hen and Fent. If you have a chance, Google that. She was on our show a year ago?
Just about
a year ago. She was fighting to have the Lord's Prayer removed from her school and finally succeeded. It's on Global. You can find it on Regina Global. If you Google that, it'll have be one of the top stories from the week.
Okay, and T-shirts, mugs, and cool shit available at cafepress.ca/brainstorm podcast gear. And send us an email. It's super cool when we hear from our listeners.
I love how that's plural now.
Yeah, hey? Yeah, there's like more than one. And you can email us at mail@brainstormblog.net. Or go to the website and hit that contact page. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in a couple weeks when we have Rick Key from the Secular Barbershop joining us.
That'll be cool.
And I am sure he will join us. He will be here. I've talked to him a few times, and he said he will be here.
Yeah. Well, you know, Ricky, he's so fine. Hey, Ricky.
Oh, you had to go for that. You had to go for that joke.
Okay, I'm glad you said that he sucks, because I was going to say that you suck. Okay, you didn't say that he sucks, but I got it.
That was
kind
of.
All right, thanks for listening. Catch you next time.
Wanted to say thanks to everyone who listens to us, shares the show, gives us a rating on iTunes or Stitcher, or supports us through Patreon and Gumroad. We don't have a lot of interaction sometimes with our listeners, but what we have had proves that we attract some of the best people around. Smart, kind, and cool. An audience truly worthy of the titles hardcore and woo-free. Thanks for helping us make the world a smarter place.
This is an opinion-based podcast. Each person on the podcast is responsible for their own opinions, and those opinions don't necessarily reflect the views of the rest of the panel. Any guests or anyone associated with the people on the podcast, such as spouses, partners, children, other family members, friends, or employers. No one person speaks for the podcast with the possible exception of Corey, and he doesn't speak for anyone else on the show. The Brainstorm podcast does not represent the views of our sponsors.